Alright, so we're about to start. Should be okay. We Gucci. Yeah, we Gucci. Alright. Let's kickstart this. Alright, everything is fine. So let's start. Greetings everyone, it's your boy Java/Mortarian/Zen, and we are live. Today is, according to Kaiser, not Wednesday. Usually on this day, Wednesday, we would have our Phoenix Strike stream. However, unfortunately, Sky is not available, so we just have to do something else until she's ready. So, what better way than to just kickstarting with a resumption of our podcast? Yeah, but as usual, have to keep it fresh. So today is a rather special podcast. But before that, let me just switch over real quick. Switch over real quick. Do this again. There we go. So I'm not hear the people. Hold on. Alright, can I hear people?
Can you?
Yes, I can.
Good.
Mad. Okay, so let me just switch over. Oh, go on. Mad, there we go. Okay, so let me just start something new. Alright, so we're about to begin. Alright, so as I said, everyone, welcome to the stream. Really appreciate it. I haven't really, honestly, it's just something for fun. We're just having a talk while we drive. But of course, joining us as always is resident streamer Living Kaiser.
Yo.
Yes, and I've managed to get 2 new guests today. They're not streamers, but they are good supporters of mine actually, and it was just today, early this morning, that I asked them to be on this podcast, and they were generous enough to say yeah. So on the panel we have Bibiana, if she can hear me, and we have live with us Kat, if she can hear me.
Hello.
Oh, there we go.
Alright, which one is Kat?
The one without the picture.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. And
I'm alright like that.
And Bibiana is the other one. Yes, Bibiana though. Anyways, alright, so before I let y'all, go at it with whatever talk, let's get something very, very exciting out first. Kaiser sent me a lovely piece of link earlier, and my panties are wet, I must say, because at last, Bayonetta 3 coming this week. Yes, Bayonetta 3 now has a confirmed release date, which is October 28th, 2022. You can check it out on the YouTube, Nintendo UK actually, to be more specific. It shows an awesome trailer. So yes, boys and girls, Bayonetta 3 will be released for the Nintendo Switch on October 28th, 2022. I, for one, am looking out to play that game. Yeah.
Did you play Bayonetta 2 or is it only one that you played on stream?
No, I never played any of them on stream, but I played both one and two.
Oh no, you
No,
didn't. You're
I
right.
didn't. I
You're
didn't.
right.
It was
You're right. You're right. You're right. Sorry, it was
Charlie.
yeah, Charlie played it
Yeah.
on stream. Yeah.
Right. I ran through it off here, which is sad because I wanted to do it on stream, but I just don't have the equipment too. Anyways, any other news, guys?
Me, not so much.
You know,
I mean, like the only thing I've been playing religiously, and you know it, is Monster Hunter. That's all I've been playing.
Which leads me to say, how is Monster Hunter?
Fan fucking tastic. This is right. Sunbreak is so damn good. It's so well done.
Mm-hmm.
Like every time, and I never stop saying it. Monster Hunter is a franchise that you always get the good bang for your buck. No questions asked.
So we're looking good for Monster Hunter Rise. Oh, let me turn this down a little bit.
We're looking for good for Monster Hunter Rise and Sunbreak.
And Sunbreak, yes, you're right.
Expansion.
Because right about nowhere, these guys be telling me, yo dog, we need to get Monster Hunter. You're not getting Monster Hunter.
I'm sure. No, I stopped telling you that. once you tell me you asking me for the Monster Hunter money, I said nah. But now you're not offer nothing. If you're not getting it with your own money, we're not tell you. Not telling you to get it.
Bruh. It be hard out in these streets, fam. It be hard out in these streets.
Rise was on sale and Sunbreak was a good $40. Could you believe it?
Yes, I could, honestly. Yes, I could. Alright, so that's it for the news. The rest of this stream will be gaming news, that is. The rest of this will be whatever comes to mind. Ladies, anything you want to talk about? The floor is open.
I'm blank. My brain is
Particularly. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Awesome.
Let me just turn you up a little bit now.
Turn off a bit.
No, it's not for you. It's on my end.
Yeah.
You would have to do it yourself.
Oh, hold on there. I thought you had rights to it. Hold up.
No, I can't. You can't alter other people's volumes. You only can alter volume. You can alter the volume of other people, but it only affects you and not everybody else.
Oh, okay.
Because if I was to turn up somebody to 200% and they have their natural volume at like 87, their ears are gonna get blown out by whoever's talking. So it makes no sense.
All right. Well, I can hear. So, all right. I need to
go nuts.
Go nuts, like legit. Whatever. Nobody? Alright, they're shy Kaiser. Alright, let me make them get a bit comfortable, yeah?
I mean, like, I don't know how. Like, what depends on what they would like to talk about, because it's their podcast now.
This is true.
I always talk about gaming stuff, so it's alright.
This is true.
But we're just very flexible dudes in our conversations.
Yeah, we're just two dudes who drive a truck.
Whatever the hell. If you went to Carnival, talk about it.
I'm not even that much of a gamer, so really and truly, my commentary is from the outside looking in.
And talk about it.
I just like to watch people play games. So, I'm a spectator.
What have you been watching?
The YouTuber I follow play Fortnite. My friends play Kingdom Hearts, Genshin.
Genshin, the good Genshin. Oh yes, speaking of the lore.
Genshin, but I'm not a streamer.
We're not talking about what you stream. I'm not talking about what I. Well, I mean, like, I have been streaming Monster Hunter, but I still play it offline as well. So you don't have to talk about what you don't do. It's like, if you want to talk about a game. Do you play Monster? I hear about Monster Hunter. Do you play Genshin?
Yes, I do.
Nice. Well, good. Welcome to the club.
Yeah, I got drawn into that cult last year.
Yes, nice. Good. So you're a seasoned individual.
Very much so.
When did you start?
When did I start? Was it last year around this time? Summer. Yeah. Summer into September. Because I actually downloaded it and didn't start playing
Oh
until
shit! Oh no, I'm just processing.
later
No, you're not.
last year.
You're not as seasoned. I'm just realizing we're going into the second year soon. Oh Christ!
Oh, so
I've been-
because it's 1 year, well, almost a year coming up, I'm a newbie.
Yeah, it's not that. No. Because I've been literally playing since day 2. You could say no, day 1. I've been playing since day 1. Yeah, I've been playing since day 1, and yeah. So that's how I can make the comment. I've literally been playing for so long. I've gotten most of the characters that I enjoy getting, and I've been 100% free to play this entire time. I haven't bought a single. There's only one character that has eluded me twice now, and it's kind of upsetting, but you know he does it for the greater good, and that's Arataki Ito. But everybody else,
I told them that eaten last week.
he's eluded me twice now.
Oh, dude.
I've lost 50-50 every time he's on a banner, and usually it's never for the worst, because sometimes I lose 50-50 on his banner, and then some good shit comes out, and I'm just like, fuck, I'm glad I lost 50-50 at the time. And
But at the same time,
yeah, it's such a struggle.
gosh.
Well, he'll come around eventually.
I'm like, hopefully.
It's gonna be because he came back pretty soon. But
Hold on, I just making a comment. I think you're a bit muffled. Do you know where your microphone thing is? Because you're a little muffled.
okay, when I started and you guys said I was low, I was using an earphone, and then I switched. So
No. Don't.
let me
You didn't
try
need to
again.
switch. You didn't need to switch because, as I said, we could turn you up. But now you're a bit muffled. So
okay, so I'll go back to the earphone.
There we go.
That's so much better. Definitely.
There we go.
Okay,
Right.
awesome.
So Bibiana is under the camp of Sky, where Genshin is concerned. So it's a cult of women who play Genshin right now.
What a liberal. Okay.
I'm like, I don't blame them. Did you actually watch the Harbingers video, Nordy or Bibiana?
So repeat that.
Did you watch the what's it called video? The Harbinger video. The Fatui Harbingers.
Yes, I did. And
There you
I've been picking up with a lot of this going on.
And that's what I tell you. I don't blame them. After you see that, it's like, it's like, why are you not playing Genshin? Although I have a feeling that most of the characters, like probably 2 of the characters that most people want, they just cannot get.
Bruh.
It's gonna be a fight. But it looks so good.
Yeah, it's so good. It was so well done. All the
And the
Harbingers
one
look
thing I will
so
have
good.
to say about Genshin is that the stories just hit me like right in the heart. I
Yeah,
enjoy it a lot. I didn't think I would, but it's not right, you know?
That's what you think, and then all the stories hit you. Have you actually read lore? Lore is top fucking tier. Like the consistency in lore is so good.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody who complains about this is just like, you've never played Genshin. You've never read the lore.
They've never gone through a fully built out world before.
Exactly.
They don't really care what stands for or something like that, you know?
And the worst part is that this world is not fully built. It's like it's still
just-
in pieces.
It's a work in progress.
growing.
And it's really awesome, yes.
It's so
huge
good.
for
It's so
what
well
it
done.
is, actually.
My only gripe is the gameplay now. It's like, if the gameplay got better, it'd be so good, but man, it's just not there yet.
I'm here still waiting on freaking Riding Shogun, line.
To come back? Oh, I feel
To
so
come
sorry for you.
Oh,
Yes. Listen, if I get Riding, my life will be complete. You hear me? Complete.
he seems to have a thing for tall ladies that can give him a good shock.
You bastard.
Ladies that might step on me.
No, well, not technically step on him, but yes, I'm more specifically saying give him a good shock outside of Beidou, because his favorite characters are, may I say, Lisa and Raiden Shogun.
That is
Those are
right.
his two favorite characters.
That is right.
So he literally likes those shocking girls.
Yeah, those two
Literally.
shocking girls.
Literally, those two shocking girls. Literally.
There's nothing much I can say about that.
Like
And my character was
I tried so hard to get her, but I didn't get riding on her banner. But we shall overcome. We shall.
I mean, like, if you were to play more, then sure, but you don't play as much.
we don't talk about that. Okay, we
Exactly.
We
don't
will talk about that. We will talk about that. Because it's been a while
This is
Actually,
alright.
in game.
All right, hear me out. Hear me out, right? Yeah, it's been a while, and I should play more. But at the same time, so many things have been going on in my life for the past couple months. Alright, about now, I just need to go on spa and just, I don't know, lay down and somebody just massage my worries away and my nuts. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you. Understood.
Yeah. So there's that, and also I actually need to get a gaming chair to like sit and play my games more comfortably.
And have good posture.
Yes, cause I have good posture still, but bruh, I need to maintain it because I don't want to get old and then crumple up like something. I'm not upon that. So yeah, that's why I haven't been playing Genshin any much. I won't say I don't play it anymore, but I haven't played it much. Please don't kill me. You'll execute me.
Because that's what I was to say. What did you just say? I haven't seen you online in decades, my dude. Decades.
I know. And then the worst part about it is that I'm on League.
Yeah, exactly.
but
Yeah, but League is not
Genshin.
League is not as, I mean, like, you can do the bare minimum on Genshin and get the primo gems. You don't need to do like the daily, technically all the daily stuff to get primo gems, because you only get it's from doing.
Kaiser, I think you went. Hello?
You need to fight any bosses. Oh, you didn't hear me?
No, you cut out. You cut out.
So yeah, you don't need to fight any bosses. You just need to do the commissions, because only those give you primo gems. And actually, the only other thing you need to do is the event, because the events give you primo gems as well.
Yeah,
But you're sometimes gated by the events, because like the chasm event you couldn't do because you had to do certain things in the chasm before you could do it. It's like
yeah, that's true. So it's really
you don't
my
keep
fault.
up with the game.
Yeah, I need
You don't
to
keep up with the game, you're not gonna get away.
Yeah, that is true. Wait,
But there's so
Cat.
many sources of primo gems.
Here's Cat. Cat, I know you're there. Cat.
Hey,
Do you play Genshin too? I doubt it.
Just so dog, just so.
repeat that.
I said, do you play Genshin too?
I at the moment no.
Alright, don't play it. It'll suck you in.
It's a cult, Cat. Don't do it for the greater good, for your sake. Cause once it starts, you can't leave. Look what
It's not
happened.
that you. No, you've left. I don't know what you're talking about. He's prime example of if you don't get what you want, you're gonna leave.
No. Listen, I have not left, and I tell you why. You see, when you have somebody like Sky who's hovering over your very existence, I'm like, why you not play Genshin, Batman? Yeah, I have not left. I cannot leave.
Yes, you can leave. It's easy.
I can't. It's like, you know, here we just said a while ago with Sky. Sky is not even here. And already just mentioning Sky, I can feel her aura be like, why you not play Genshin, Batman? I'm not even
You know why
kidding.
you're not play Genshin, but no.
No, I'm not play Genshin, Batman. So Kat, tell us, what do you play? Do you play anything? Do you watch anime?
Alright. Alright, so in regards to gaming, I haven't been much of an avid gamer since I hit my 20s. Life happened. But I can definitely say that back in high school, I was much of an avid gamer. So, like, for games, I'll be more into, like, Call of Duty, and, like, Need for Speed. Those kind of games kind of stimulate me mentally. So, why I was drawn to Call of Duty was because so it kind of just fell into it. But right now, I'm willing to try something new. So, I mean, as I wasn't here anymore. It was a lot, and I watched Naruto from the very beginning.
Mhm.
And I reached a certain point. I'm just not really a big gamer or anime. Just here.
Alright, I think you cut
Shit,
out,
shit, yeah.
at that last part.
But
Where you're talking about you're not an avid gamer.
right these days. But I get regarding Naruto, I think she said she started watching Naruto from the very beginning. So
Jesus.
it's a task. It's a task, but it's not as bad as One Piece from starting from the beginning.
Nah, if you don't start One Piece from the
No,
beginning, you're not
brother.
watching One Piece. Don't try that.
No, brother, I'm not sick of One Piece. It has no ending, and I think I might just end up get old and dead, and One Piece still continuing. I don't
See
know
there?
what-
See it there?
Ah, boy.
See it there? Where's Russia for
Tired
this?
of
Russia?
Tired of hearing these Neanderthals talk about One Piece being too long and not ending, you know.
Russia needs
Look
to
at
be
them
here
too.
for this.
You got the damn thing and you'll understand why One Piece is so great.
Here there.
But then again, this take time longer than it. But One Piece,
No, sir. I don't want to hear no commentary about anybody that talks about One Piece and hasn't watched it, don't deserve to comment about it.
Here there.
I was like,
Yeah, come again. No, it's too long. Oh, it's too long. Oh my god. That's the only thing these people ever have to say now. Only thing, it too long. Oh boy, I never hear no good, constructive. Oh, I don't like One Piece because of this character, this arc, this blah blah blah. Nah, it too long. I'm like, yeah,
He's so hurt.
yeah. That's all. Of course, I am hurt. One Piece is great, and all I ever hear the complaint is that it's too long. It's too long. It's too long.
But it is too long.
No, it's not. It's not even the longest running anime to this date.
Batman.
But you so dedicated to the cause, though.
Yes, because I am. And like literally, tell me another reason why you wouldn't watch One Piece other than it's too long.
That's the only thing, bro.
Whoa! Oh, brilliant! I can't. What the argument is hard. Jesus.
My attention span is short when I'm working, so One Piece is not.
And yet you're going to rewatch all of Naruto.
I'm still listening to Naruto.
Give your time to One Piece. You would understand that your time that you could have given to rewatching Naruto could have been great to watching One Piece.
Brother, I'm still at season 1.
No, don't worry. I don't want to hear it. No, it's okay. I don't want to hear it.
You're the man.
It's gonna be. It's too long. It's too long. Full stop. That's just it. That's just the argument. I don't talk to nobody that just say it's too long because there's no point. There's no point in giving commentary.
Right.
It's too long. What kind of thing is that?
Right, you're back like Coca-Cola for making
No,
calm
dog.
down.
I want your Coca-Cola from you.
Oh, sorry. Okay. All right.
But you are not next one that also said too long.
But it is long, bro.
No, shut the hell up.
All right. Yeah, some
It's
of
only
say
long
to
because you don't want to watch it. That's why.
Sure. I've been watching slash reading One Piece from when? The
You read it?
freaking.
That's a
Well, yeah.
completely different case if you read it, you know.
I stopped reading. You hear me? I stopped reading. When I
You
saw
stop
those
reading where?
chapter what? 200 and something?
Brother, you didn't even get to the meat of it. Chapter 200 is what? Not even Skype here? Is 200 even Skype here?
Yeah, there. You see what I'm talking about? I stopped reading that. Just stopped reading.
Ah, Lord.
And I have a degree in literature for sure you how bad it there. Anywho's.
No, your literature degree never shows at any point in time. Shall I remind you about how was it? Normal, no more? Or something like that?
No, listen, we're not going there. That's just utter dunceness.
No,
dog.
it's not, because all he did was just change up a few words in a in a regular sentence that just goes
I
sense,
cannot be. I
common sense,
cannot
not
be.
common no more.
I cannot be the only person who doesn't get what normal ally means. And I'll prove
Yeah,
it
that's
right
the lie.
now.
Normal lie.
I'll prove it right now. Kat and Bibiana, do you understood, at least the very first time when he said that, do you understood what he meant? I'll prove a thing
Right,
to you.
normal lie.
By
At
normal.
the very first instance when I heard it, I've heard it on
You what?
what first place I heard normal life was on TikTok. But I never got it till I'm like, where does it come from?
Ah, you
But
see
then,
this?
But then it kind of makes sense. Normal is not like.
Exactly.
It's normal.
Exactly.
Mute, Kat. Next one.
You there?
Bibiana, you didn't get it, right?
Come, literature student. We're proving you wrong.
Bibiana, you there? She probably gone somewhere. But
I
listen,
kind of heard her, but she's still a bit.
she low.
Is she?
Is she?
Yeah.
Bit. She muffled.
She's still here. She's
Right, she just muffled.
Yeah.
Or maybe she just not. Maybe it's not receiving her voice.
Probably not.
Yeah. But trust me, I'm not the only person who did not get that meaning at the first
Man,
instance.
as soon as I saw it, I was just like, yeah, common sense not common no more. That's exactly the first thing that came to my head. I was
Nah,
like,
dog.
of course.
Nah, dog. That's just, aside from being grammatically incorrect, that's just synthetically off, fam. Normal alive.
But normal isn't right. Normal does not exist anymore.
I mean, like, actually, it could be grammatically correct for, what's it called? For Patois.
No, you can't use Patois and grammar in that.
Yes, you can. You know damn well that Patois has its own grammar.
Well, yes, I speak it, but
Exactly.
normal alive, don't no, dog. Even if they say it's a hardcore country Jamaican, them brother they we have the deep country Jamaican.
Them go know
accent.
exactly what you mean when you say it that way.
No.
I bet.
No,
Bet.
no. If we go straight out of the bushy part of Portland.
There's no way. There's no way they would you say that line and you do it. The only thing that's going to stop them from knowing what you said is your accent. Your accent going to be way too strong for them.
Wait.
You know the standard English.
Wait. For the foreigners who, the persons outside of Jamaica who don't know what I'm talking about, I'm trying to prove the point that the phrase normal alive does not make any sense and no one will understand what it means at the very first instance. And what I was saying to Kaiser is that if we are to go into the deepest rural areas of Portland in Jamaica and say the same thing and ask them what it means, no one will get it.
I bet, man. I don't think you know. Jamaican for idiots. You're the type of politician when I like.
Listen, brother.
But you're taking regular Jamaican people for idiots, brother.
Bruh.
I know we're dunce, but we're not stupid.
You see me at top boats? You see me at top boats? You
But
see me?
no, that actually makes sense. That actually makes sense.
I can't. I ate that for your cat.
I
Thanks for
won't
joining
make
us.
I won't make the
See there? It's just a literature student. You better refund that degree there, you know.
Hello, with what? With what?
No.
If I explain this and it makes sense, please go see me tomorrow and ask me.
Sure, but that's if you
I
explain.
could use the money. I need to
Go ahead.
Alright, so guys are saying it might done something that's stupid. I mean, in other words, the man might not be book smart, but that's not good. And I respect.
Hold on, you're cutting out a little bit. Where's your microphone? Because I don't know if it's
You hear me better now?
Yeah.
clearer. Go.
Yeah, so I was saying, made what Kaiser meant was, though he said, might done something stupid, it could be interpreted as, he might not be book smart, but that doesn't mean he's not street smart.
I guess I wasn't thinking about it either. I was actually making it as a joke because I was saying it as dunce and stupid meaning the same thing. But you're technically right. There are some people who are definitely not street smart, but are 100% book smart, and vice
And
versa.
Right. Then it can
Boy,
be
boy, do I know someone who is, I guess, neither. Maybe. Oh, never mind. I was going to say, actually, no. I do know somebody who is heavily book smart, but is poor.
I don't think. Is it who I think it is?
You actually don't know them. You genuinely don't know them. Don't worry about it.
Okay. I'm not.
The first one, however, you do know that. I think you're hitting the nail on the head when I was saying he's neither street smart nor book smart technically. Mostly street smart.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but you could pick up on that. I will not be naming any names.
In any case, maybe Anna vanished. I guess she's having some issues. But yeah, hear me say. Normal I lie, it don't make sense. That's all I have to say.
It does.
That's all I have to say.
Makes a lot of sense. It's just how he says it. That's all. Makes all the sense.
Just like how you might say that same difference. No matter same difference.
Say what?
Just like how you would say same difference.
Oh, same difference.
All I going, catch us and kill me,
Yes, she's proving me right. That's how you brought them on. Excellent.
Catch us and kill me, I am.
And all these good arguments.
Catch us and kill me. Let me check the chat real quick. Alright.
Actually, yeah, you missed your pun of the day.
Really, I missed something.
No, you only missed it. You missed a discussion on normal or lie, and that's as far as it goes.
Alright, so chats want to roll up with a pun, but JP is cut off our light to this, so nothing to it. Osh. Hi, Sky. Yes, they might drape me up. They are draping me up.
No, you're draping yourself up. You're just not thinking about it.
Viviana, listen. Alright. When you first heard the phrase normal or lie, did you understood what it meant?
All I said was yeah.
Your hard opinion.
Okay, I kind of get it, but I don't. I think naturally I would have said I don't get it because I had to think about it to understand it.
Alright, that's 1 point for me, 1 point for Java. Alright, cool. Literally, this is probably going to be the running gag for the entire thing. Like, you first have to come on, what's the first thing we talk about? Normal or lie? If you hear that phrase, what do you think immediately?
And that goes for the chat as well. And Sky is busy with punning me. Anyways, we're moving on from that. Coming to the fun. We're moving on from that.
Alright.
Now they're on the
So-
punting with a punting. Come, Sky. Drape him up. Pun him up.
I do not appreciate this level of antics. High
Pin him up
key,
in a ponytail.
Then why were we invited then? Just a question. You didn't
Okay,
want antics.
I
Alright, so
want-
who-
Here.
I'm just kidding. I want all the antics.
Oh,
You
Who
guys
wants
know me by
problems?
now.
Always.
exactly. Don't lie then.
You
I
guys
want
know me.
peace. I want problems. Always.
Exactly.
Where's Raja? Raja is the perfect person for the peace and the problems and violence.
I don't. Actually,
Where is
probably
Raja?
at school right now.
Oh, right, I forget so that you now go school now.
Yeah, he's in. I
What's he doing?
actually I should say that. I contacted someone to replace the old wood on my floor. Continue.
I'm sorry.
I'm still
what?
waiting for a reply. That's good, actually. That's really good. Good one, Sky.
Pun of the day brought to you tonight by Sky. Sky, why? So Sky said, I contacted someone to replace the wood on my floor. I'm still waiting for a reply.
Replay.
Reply.
Puns are so good.
I hate y'all.
Was I the only one that my when I went to
That what?
Was you the only one that what?
was I the only one that have their mind thrown in the gutter a while ago, or it's really different?
Oh no, you're the only one there. You're actually the only one there. I did not think about that until you said it.
Hey yo! That was funny. The gutter.
Sure,
Bruh.
was not expecting the gutter there at all.
Neither was I.
The
It
gutter
was
is everywhere.
here there. So, wait, what's this?
I tell no lies.
I
If
don't
you're-
blame you.
If you're on the first floor of a building and someone on the hold on, let me read this properly. If you are on the first floor of a building and someone on the second floor is being arrested, are you under
The arrest.
I don't know why you're giving this guy the light up there.
Are you guys laughing?
This is like
at
so
me? I
good.
don't know.
That's actually really good.
No, but seriously, did you guys just laugh at that joke?
I laughed. That was so good. I didn't think about that. That one is a really good one too.
No, it was cringy. It was cringy.
Thank
I'm so
you.
sorry.
Yeah,
Thank you.
you and Java are clearly on the same side of life.
Oh,
In some
boy.
ways, but nah, that was kind of cringy.
Well,
That was so good.
link
Now, who
up.
was the culprit for that though? Because I'm not seeing the chat, but
Take
who
out
was the culprit for
Sky.
that?
Sky Dragon's
Let's
Wrath.
get-
Not call name. Sky Dragon's
know
Yeah,
Wrath.
yeah, yeah. So, follow her at
Watch
Sky
me
Dragon's
roast
Wrath.
her
Easy,
later.
easy.
I'm going to roast her later. Oh. I
Any-
totally am.
Anyway,
So sorry. She's not gonna hear the end of it, but
Ton was so good. Hell yeah.
she said, "Roast me, mommy." That's so kinky. That's so-
I love you, babe.
Wait, what's going on here? What's going on here? Oh, she's ready. Okay, all right. Yeah, I'll get a room. Okay.
This better
sorry.
be on stream when Sky Dragon's Wrath at twitch.tv/Sky Dragon's Wrath is streaming again.
But
I want everyone to know my true love just said to roast her. So
That's fine.
gotta fulfill that promise.
yeah.
As long as I'm there to watch, I'll get the popcorn.
Wait,
Roast my
hold on. Pass me some popcorn because I'm here for this.
Dog, I said when it's ready. Not ready yet. Should
yeah,
even start.
Yeah, take too long now. Take too
What?
long.
Tell that to Sky. It's on Sky's next stream, not my stream.
You know what? Next
Sky
stream
just
not
linked
until
me.
next year.
No, you can't tell us that. You can't tell us that. You can't tell us that to them. All right. What's the next crazy phrase these guys make up? That's so much of them.
Actually, bring another one on. And let's see if I can decode it before you.
What's Skeng usually say? Skeng doesn't say nothing good enough. Him just say, "Hey boy," so that's simple. No, it's simple.
Wow.
Alman just says, very original. Alman just says, "Hey boy," and I eat that. Wait your turn, boy, and that's it. So it's simple to the point. Yeah.
Let's not talk about that. Talking about normal alike kind of shit. That's causing some good discussing.
Listen.
That's not the word of this discussion.
No. Sorry, I think that is the only one that is worth discussing.
No, it's the only one worth discussing because you don't get it.
I'm not the only person who didn't get it at first. I'm telling you. Twitter was all over it. When he started saying that, a lot of people were saying, "What the brother talk? What does he mean?"
What?
I'm
sorry. I'm
telling
sorry.
you.
There's no backside way.
Go again.
You talking about the tweet that you sent me this morning?
No, not that one. Not that one.
No, man. I'm the same normal lie. I'm telling you, Kaiser. Twitter was all about it. Like, what does he mean? And these are university graduates, fam.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Really, they were that confused?
Yes! That's what I want to know. Why were you all so confused?
Wow. Like, it's not that technical. It's not that hard to get. I guess nobody was thinking about it in it.
No, they were actually. The problem probably was that they were thinking too hard about it.
Yeah,
like this man was the next philosopher, and it was just like, what is he talking about? What does he mean? Normal?
Reading between the letters, not between the lines.
Exactly.
Actually, let me tell you, it's I realize when a Jamaican makes up a phrase, just don't think too hard because it's so simple.
Exactly. This is why I'm questioning why y'all had to think so hard about it. It is not something that needs so much attention. Normal, a lie. I translate that into standard English. Normal is a lie. Oh, bruh.
Okay, I'm thinking that we're back in 10th grade English class, learning comprehension.
You're there.
Not even, because in 10th grade comprehension, it was standard English.
Yeah, but on a whole, learning English is stupid. English is
I won't deny that English is a difficult language when it's ready.
English make itself a difficult language. I'm looking at...
Yeah, it's quite bad.
English did not make itself a difficult language, actually. It's the people who speak English who made it a difficult language.
Bruh. I'm just looking at, sometimes I'm reading certain things and it's either like my mind lapsed or something. But you know, when you look at a word, it's like, I say it really spell? And it's simple words,
yeah,
like break, for example. I'm looking at break and I'm like, B-R-E-A-K. But for some reason, it's like, I see B-R-A-E-K or something. I'm like, I say it for spell?
No, actually. I would have thought B-R-A-K-E.
See it there? And I'm like, I said for spell. I'm have to sit down for a good 2-3 minutes and decipher if you spell properly, you know. And sometimes I'm looking at some reading some sentences and I can already tell that it's not synthetically. It's not Englishing, for lack of a better term. It's not Englishing.
No, you see, you of all people are like a problem. That's what I'm talking about. It is not shit. It is not that English is a bad word, is difficult. It's that people keep coming up with these blasted words constantly, like Englishing. That's not an actual word.
Yeah, it's not. But that's how the dictionary expands. We're not talking any Louis dictionary though.
Okay, we're gonna stop right there because English is a knockoff language and English can't English.
Exactly. English
So
keep
the
creating
point
shit.
is mood. English can't English. So every time somebody creates something else to add to it, and then they turn a slang into an English word, and then
Yes,
we're all mind boggled later
that's
after
where
5 years of this
next problem
foolishness
lies is when
online.
slang turns
Yeah,
into
English
actual
doesn't
words.
English.
I like how we're just deciphering and discussing this whole issue of English, not Englishing.
No, because like it can even come back to what people are saying now, especially in Jamaica. Like English is Jamaica's native language. We're
So them
supposed
say,
to be English speaking persons, right? And people keep on going back to like, why we have to speak English? We should be speaking Patois. Patois should be our national language. And I'm just like, how about no?
but
But
why not though?
also, I get what you're saying, but because it's hard to make a Creole anything like that an actual language. It will always forever be a dialect or a sub-dialect or something like that. It
I
will
don't
never
think
be a
it can be a
language.
language. I think it can be a
No, no, no,
language.
no, no. I don't. As much
English
as I
was the
don't think
only thing that made the crossover
No, but
I
why
don't
from
can't
think
it be
I
a
English
don't
to
think it
language?
can.
English,
I don't think it can't be a
stealing Latin
language.
words.
But you see, the thing about it is that if it becomes a language, it has no purpose outside of Jamaica.
No, but it takes
Literally has no
time.
purpose
No,
outside
but
of
it
Jamaica.
takes time. Look at French, for
No,
example.
but
When French was basically invented, it was only useful in France. Yes,
At the
but
time.
over time,
Yeah, but
but
are
over
us
time,
Jamaicans going to go colonizing other countries and forcing our patois onto them? I don't think so.
you do not have to colonize. It's just a
but
matter of influence.
okay. No, but French didn't even need to go that far because some things in French still sound like what it would sound like in Italian, which is like grown-up version of what Latin and all them something they come from. Like it makes sense, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But like English is a derivative of all of these other languages, which is why it will never make sense because it in and of itself has no structure. And it created a structure saying, yeah, I have a structure, but it doesn't.
Hold on there. Charlie is ready to fight. So Charlie is saying Patois should be an official language. It is a freaking language. I'm ready to fight. Native Patois speakers cannot function in English. It doesn't need to function outside of Jamaica. Standardizing Patois would help a lot of people in Jamaica.
But that's the thing. The national language of Jamaica is English. So you learn Patois at your, and I don't mean this in a bad way, but kind of at your detriment. Because as soon as you go into school, they tell you not to use it.
No,
And yes,
no.
you
But that's
use
the
it on the
point.
road
No,
and
but that's
so
the point.
on.
That's the point that they're trying to.
No, but
get around.
standardizing it
They're
doesn't
trying
help
to-
you because most
No,
of Jamaican
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's not that. It's that nowadays, that's what happens. But if we standardize it, that can't happen no more. Pretty much, they cannot say no. You got to learn standard. No, you don't. Once they standardize Patois, it's just like schools are just gonna have to like live with it and have to teach more, or they're going to have to learn both languages, which might be a stress on some teachers, but might not be a stress on others.
No,
That kind of thing.
it's gonna take a really long while to standardize Patois because even Wagwan, so many people spell that different. And you're going to have this whole debate that's going to last for another few years again before it's standardized. So you can push for it now in our generation, but I doubt the little kiddies right now on their tablet's going to care. Because you know what their tablet uses? English. US, English. UK, English. I see it as a difficulty. It's going to be a problem. We don't have our own brands. We don't have our own things that we're using. Sure, we can publish books here, but we're using a lot of stuff from outside, so you're still going to need to know English, which is why you just mentioned teaching both of them at the same time.
Yeah.
And that doesn't help anybody.
I don't think
It's going to screw up the school system that doesn't help anybody right now.
I don't think we push it often or hard enough. That's why, because as far as I see, people just view Patois as this basic level thing where poor people utilize, and if it is that you want to succeed in life, or see yourself as someone in the middle or upper echelons of society, then you're gonna have to discard patois and speak the acrylate English. You know what I mean?
No, you see, my problem with learning patois is the use outside of Jamaica. It's like you learn patois all your life. You go anywhere, like you say, and notice that Jamaica is not a good place to get a job, and then they go tell you, all right, find a job outside of Jamaica, and then you're using nothing but patois to talk to people who don't know the language, never experience the language, and are only going to look at it and just be like, this is difficult to
Yeah,
understand.
no.
Do you speak standard English?
Yeah, it's a
And
big
that's where
disadvantage.
my problem lies in the situation. I don't care about it being in Jamaica. It can be in Jamaica for all I care about.
Yeah,
Probably
it's
that matters.
fine.
It is the
But there's
outside
a time and
purpose.
place. I think there's a time and place.
Well, obviously not everybody gives a shit about leaving the country, but that's not my point, Charlie. My idea is leaving the country. What happens when you want to? Like,
And they all
what you
want
going
to.
to do?
I will just put it out there. A lot of them are majority all want to, whether it's for fun, you know, they want to go on that trip and take pictures or whatever. They want to leave the country. So use the standardization of patois. You can't even use that
Sure,
in
you
other
can.
Caribbean countries,
That's-
much less in an English-speaking country.
All right, fine. I mean, like, Charlie is a linguistics student, but I'm not going to argue with her too far. My only point is that if I can't use something wherever else I'm going, I'm not going to learn it. It makes no sense.
Mhm.
If I can't use it outside of where I'm learning it, it's just like it's useless to me.
I don't know,
I
man.
can't transfer the skills. It's like,
It has one use,
yeah,
one single use.
it would be one use. It would be one use because it's not like every Caribbean country speaks the same patois. If every Caribbean country spoke the same patois, then it would be a completely different topic. Because then I'll be
And
like,
they
cool,
absolutely
could
don't.
use it. Well, yeah, I know it's not about me, but I'm giving myself as an example, because what if someone else like me exists?
Peace in the
Sorry,
valley,
I'm like
guys.
literally the only one that exists in this world. I'm like, I am
No,
technically
but it's
the
a
only person.
possibility. I get that. It's like right now there are lots of countries that speak Creole, but their version of Creole is different. It's mixed with French. It's mixed with Spanish.
I've been
But
good.
we mix
But
it with
the- But the thing
But
about it, you
Creole,
know,
but they're definitely not all the same.
but the thing about it, Nina, is that I find that foreigners are starting to gravitate to learning patois more. It's coming out in the songs,
Are you?
for example.
Which ones?
Nicki Minaj, for example, she's been trying to get a whole learn patois and use it in her songs. You might not hear it all the time, but you can hear elements of it.
Well, there are a few artists that actually put out songs with like a Caribbean element, and they're pulling out words like, bumper and all them something. Whatever. I can't think of any other words right now, but they do try to, for lack of a better word, twang in the patois in their songs, because it works with the vibe that they're going for. If they're trying to pull off like a reggae feel and whatever. And I know there are lots of different artists who try to pick up the Jamaican accent, because, like, even 2 weeks ago, DJ Khaled was here, calls Jamaica his home. He wants to learn the ways of a yardie and them things there. So,
Which sounds so. That to me just sounds so bad. I know he probably doesn't mean it in a bad way, but that just sounds
Yeah,
so
but-
bad.
we get it. The enthusiasm is nice, right? We get it.
Yeah, I
But-
can't bash him for it too much. It just
When it
sounds
comes
so-
off,
But what I'm getting at is that, you know, if it is that outsiders are willing to learn our own language or dialect, as some people call it, why don't we embrace our own language and be like, yeah, this is how we talk, and just bring it out there? Because
No,
Let me tell you something.
and that's what I'm saying.
But
It's
it's not
No,
okay
but
your
hold on
fault.
now. But hold on
to
now.
teach it and learn it and all sorts of stuff, but its use is just not going to be there.
No, but
But it's not
you
enough
can't. You,
anyways, guys.
Say something?
eh?
Yeah?
No, I'm saying, might I say something and you guys hear me clearly?
Yeah. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
Yeah.
Alright, so you guys are basically in a nutshell, you guys are saying why is it that we're not really embracing Jamaican Creole language, but other persons outside of our country are literally trying to learn it. No, I would say it's based on like not just the level or class that you're in Jamaica, but also I would say it comes down to our parents. For example, for me, when I was younger, I dared not speak patois around my house. Like once I tried it and it was like they didn't learn to speak properly. So I realized that growing up, kids were kind of like back to speaking Creole because it was viewed as being like it's so done, sorry, you feel uneducated and no one will take you serious. So because of that, no, parents just kind of try to rub it out of them picnic. No, we just grew up thinking that I can't embrace this language because I grew up thinking that if I speak like this, no one will take me serious. I'll be viewed as someone that's uneducated and so on and
Yeah.
so forth. And I proved that for myself because I've came across a lot of persons who don't speak standard English, they speak raw, chat, patois, and listen, these people are one of the most educated persons you could find in corporate Jamaica, and it's and I'm I can literally say sometimes I actually judge some of them because it's not awesome. It all comes from how I was growing up. So when I speak in like these talking person, they're actually well established in our like, oh. And then as I like when I came in my 20s now, I start saying, you know what, my parents can't stop. I'm gonna embrace it because this is a part of my culture, this is who I am, this is what makes me
Yeah.
Jamaican. So yeah.
I definitely get that though.
Yeah,
But I have a
and that's
question for
perfectly
everybody.
fine.
How would
And
you
that's
feel if you went to your lawyer or your doctor and them just chat to you, raw chat, down a town, patois?
I
How would you
wouldn't mind.
feel?
I wouldn't
I
care.
would feel comfortable to be honest. I would be like, all right, we can vibe at a level. You're showing me that you're not above me. You're showing me that you're not seeing yourself as being better than me because you're my doctor or you're my lawyer and I'm your patient or I'm your client. You're literally giving me the impression that listen, though I am in a position higher than you, Americans still musical level and get along with them. Now
Mm-hmm.
feel as if you're beneath me. So that's how I feel. So I would feel quite
All right, yeah, as I
Okay.
said, I would be perfectly fine with it. It wouldn't matter. It's he's doing it to me, who is already a born Jamaican who would understand it and could and can use it. I'm like, yeah, that's fine. Go right ahead. I'm not gonna stop you from using it.
Okay. So, what about certain things that you can't explain in patois because it doesn't translate into patois? We have no word for it. We automatically have to use what?
Spanish. Come.
You think Mr. Dora the
Most
Explorer,
definitely
Batman?
Spanish and Latin. Yes. Yes.
that's
Spanish
exactly the
Latin.
joke I'm getting at.
But,
That's
but
why I
like,
said Spanish, because I'm like,
it's
I
just
don't know how else are you gonna explain it.
Listen, all
in
I'm
Use
saying
English.
is,
Spanish. You
You
have
gotta
to.
it
use the English word for it. So it's just there has to be a balance, and I get it. I love it. I want people to use patois, but it's really hard for some person. So versus we have the persons who can use it perfectly and prefer if people would talk in it more to help get a better understanding. But there are others where it can't be that way. There needs to be a balance. So which is why I was saying a time and place. Doesn't matter if you can speak English
Translating
or patois,
law.
but you need to remember
Jesus Christ,
where
that would take a decade and a half
what
to
on,
translate.
translate
Yeah, I mean,
what?
I
I
try
think
to put out a
certain
point.
things in
Imagine you're in
patois
church
you're
and
going to have
and
to
you're talking in English,
explain
and
concepts
you only
and
know
stuff
patois.
for it. Like
I mean,
it's gonna be a problem.
I mean, you're right. There's a time and a place for everything. I remember, like, especially when it comes on to my experience and the child kind of feeling where it's not supposed. I remember I was in third year. I was doing my internship, and we were sent to do our internship based on non-government organization within our community in a Jamaica. Now, a little bit from the stream, but we were warned by our lecturers that listen, though you're university students, though the community members will see your ID on you and ask questions, blah blah blah, be relatable to them. Put out the standard in the school, and we had to be like, alright, well, the pastor. But as you said, what do you do when you can't find a password? Isn't it? So I kind of like try mix the accent. So I guess I guess it's how you vibe with them. Like you might can't translate the word to patois, but the way man, it all comes down to how you vibe with the person. You don't want to use the big word, but they try to find the simplest of things that will kind of match that we're trying to say. Like, it might not be the exact same thing, but based on the line of conversation, they'll get it. They'll get it. It's something that's seen. They'll get it.
And
So let me draw attention to
eh,
this part too.
eh,
When you try to be more relatable, that's fine. Building rapport with the person, explaining something clearly so they can understand. You're vibing with them. You're building that relationship, right?
Right.
But when you can't avoid the use of a big word and you have to explain that, you know, feel like you have to dumb it down for people. You don't see anybody getting offensive or offended by the fact that you're trying to explain something and whatever.
The big word pops up in my mind, and I immediately dumb it down before it comes up on paper. That's just how it works. I don't know how, but yeah. Because I know that if I should use that big word, they're not going to get it. So what you mean? And them all kind of get the impression that, oh, you have a people and saying that they get to try to use a big word to impress them. Don't want to let anybody be like that. So,
But if somebody else walk in and ask them a question and use that same big word and them don't get it, or they never related what you explained to that big word, they're not going to sit down there looking like, what is this? What is this? I never heard this before. This person never explained that to me. It sounds strange to them. Wouldn't that cause a problem?
Based on experience, it wouldn't really cause a problem. It might, depending on the people that you're dealing with, it might not cause a problem. They'll just have. But once again, it all focus on how you vibe with them, because they can use a big word, but if the aura that you're giving off is not as if okay, I'm looking for you and I'm more knowledgeable than you, then it can come across as being offensive to them.
But how are you going to avoid that?
But being more knowledgeable shouldn't have to come off in the language that you choose. I don't think so.
Sometimes it can be a them problem. Yeah, it can be that. Because they have some persons they're insecure like that because they know that they're not so knowledgeable, and even if you try your best to not make yourself look well more knowledgeable than they are, but you'll come out with a big word, they'll feel offended that, oh, you know big words and you know anything, so you try to feel away. But it's just insecurity for some people because they know that they're lacking. It might not be any fault on their part, but they know that they're lacking, and that insecurity will just drive them to a point they feel offended. So really and truly, it might not be a you problem, it might be a them problem. We might approach them properly. We might try to make them feel comfortable around you. We might try to give the vibe that, listen, you're not bigger than you, you're not more educated or any better than you. We can all reason on the same level. But as I said before, it can be a them problem due to insecurities. We can do so much more. But I've never experienced that, to be honest, in all my years of doing field work. And I'm doing field work for the field. I talk to people every single day from all walks of life. I've never experienced that. So, yeah.
You see what my problem is? Everybody have a different path in life, right? So
Mhm.
I can't sit down and look upon it and say, okay, this person is more knowledgeable than me and it come off away. No. If all I know is 2 + 2 = 4,
Minus
and
one,
next
that's
person
true.
can come back to me and say E = MC², may I just leave him with E = MC², because you know what? I did learn what I learned, them did learn what them learned, and I came to them for a reason. I'm asking a question and they need to explain it adequately. So I'm not going to care if I am more knowledgeable than them. When you go to the doctor, you don't expect to understand everything what them say. They went to school for like 7 years compared to another university degree, which is 3 years, 4 years. You would
Uh,
expect
Yeah,
them to know more than you. So being
while
more
that is
knowledgeable shouldn't be a problem.
right, but while that is true, some people still struggle with insecurities, even in that regard. So you can't really help it.
Yeah, no.
I guess it's just
What she's saying is
you and
is a legitimate thing. You can't really go around it. It's just like if you're insecure about it. Because probably they're looking at it in a way that, oh, yo, I'm jealous that I'm jealous that you got an education and me couldn't get one and all of that kind of stuff. And it's just like, yeah, you can understand where they're coming from. They probably wanted to get the education we got, but they just never had the opportunity to do so.
Which
So
is
the
fine, but when you're
insecurities are,
hiring a lawyer, you don't need to have the same education as them. You're hiring them for a reason.
I
my
mean,
thing is
right,
my thing is this. I think we shy away too much from patois in the sense that, oh, we say English, or we were taught that English equates to elite. You know, like once you are able to speak accurate English, then it simply means that you're well educated and all of that, when that is not necessarily so. You
yeah,
know,
that's
you,
not necessarily true, which is
alright,
Yeah.
just the point.
actually a fact.
I'm no history major or whatever, but I would think that this is something that was passed on from colonialism, um, from the Europeans or the British. Like they're like, okay, they tend to teach their slaves. They wanted to instill within them some level of being well polished, I guess. So like you were taught to speak a certain way, just a certain conduct a certain way. Anything that's outside of that would be seen as being, offensive. So I guess that mindset has trickled down into our generation. So where we see
Actually,
speaking,
take that back a notch. It's not
Nobody's
our
giving me reparation money.
It's not
Why
our generation.
colonialism
It's
should affect me?
our parents' generation. That one.
yeah, but I mean that mindset trickling down. So we now see Patois as being offensive to the point where we're seeing a struggle within this country for it to be embraced fully. Because you speak, I can say that there are persons that believe that you speaking Patois equates to not being well polished. And and there's this European or white man mentality, as they would call it, not being racist now, but there's this European mentality whereas persons ought to be well polished, you have to speak a certain way, as I said before, conduct yourself a certain way. So that has been passed on to us. And if we speak outside of that, or 100% outside of that, we're viewed as being the opposite. So I kind of see where Pascal was in that. Like, this is the correct.
Yeah.
Actually, no. My problem comes around now that you've said this. Actually, what would happen? What happens when you try to speak patois, you fail at it,
Bruh.
and then ridicule you for trying
Ooh.
and all of that?
You'll be mad. Every month. No, in
Yeah.
Jamaica, you'll be dragged in the mud.
Because it's one thing to fail at speaking at English, but patois? Come on, dog.
No, but
That's
that's
it.
I
they
don't
have
talk
accent
about
to it.
Patois. I
Oh, no.
don't, but
But it,
people
like,
don't like it.
Now I want to know the opposite end of the spectrum. What if
Mhm.
patois was the majority, which it
Mhm.
might actually be in Jamaica, and then me as a standard English person, they know I speak standard English, but they look at but I try to speak Patois and they're just like, yo, don't try even speak Patois, just speak English. I'm like, what's the point?
Thank you. I've
Okay,
experienced that before.
I want a what if situation. This might not be actual truth, but I just want to know what the what if situation to this is.
You just deal with it. I'm sorry. You just deal with it. You go through life.
So I just have to deal with it.
No, actually, I can speak from first-hand knowledge because that's something that happened to me back in high school.
Same.
Yeah, so for example, I try to speak, not even try to. I speak Patois, yeah, but because the guys at the time were like, no, dog, don't do it, because they always think I'm some uppity class Englishman, you know, and which is not true. It's just that I can speak well. I know how to speak well, but it doesn't mean that I don't know how to speak Patois. I can speak Patois as the next dude, but
exactly.
Is the way how I suppose I come off. I speak so well. It may have intimidated them or something. I don't know.
Actually, case on point. Thank you, Naru, for jumping into this blasted chat. He's
I was thinking of Naru too. I was thinking of Naru.
Exactly. His accent is heavily Americanized and it doesn't help him to try and talk Patois. But guess where he's born and raised? Jamaica. And what you going to do? It feels to me right now like I'm thinking about it on the opposite end of the spectrum. I'm just like, it feels bad. And that's probably the next reason why people are trying not to standardize it, because it's just like if you just can't do it, you get ridiculed.
No, but it's a nation's language though. No, but
guys,
pause.
It's definitely you can see on TikTok, you know, the people who speak Patois and come from what you call the uppity side of the spectrum, versus the ones who don't, who to them Patois sounds much more natural and authentic coming from them. And so you see it. You see the divide. You know they're born and raised in Jamaica, and their Patois just sounds a tad bit different.
It does.
Or very different.
It's not a tad bit different.
Compared to someone else.
So it's different. I'm not talking about Patois, but no doubt when it sounds different.
But actually, though, right across the entrance with Jamaica, if you get different parishes, even if have you ever spoken?
You said different parishes? Yeah. Have you ever spoken to Patois sound different?
Let us not even
Manchester Patois sound
different. Exactly.
If you were to delve into the point of, okay, we standardize Patois. All right, which Patois is the standard Patois? Oh boy, are we fun?
But if you're gonna standardize Patois, just use Patois on a whole. Because my thing is this, in every country you have its dialect. Yeah, France has the French have its dialect. The British have their dialect. Have you heard Scots? Have you heard the Irish?
No.
Scottish English and Irish English are actual things.
Trying to do an accent though, but sorry.
Those two English are far.
Okay.
But yet they still come under the umbrella of English, yes? And we can't tell the Scots when they come here to speak standard English, can we? No. So what's stopping us from, if it is that we go abroad, we speak the normal Patois? Because granted, it takes time, but it's a matter of influence. English was not standardized in one day. It took generations. The French is the same thing, to the point where you can go to Russia and the Russians will understand you after a while, because what? Influence. You think Napoleon could just walk up to Russia and be like, and talk to the royals in Russia like, oh yo, what on? It took time.
Actually, he could not. He was a bad man,
It took time. Right, but what I'm getting at, it took time because even though the wars were going on, they had to understand what Napoleon is saying because the man spoke French. But at the same time, I'm quite sure Napoleon could speak a bit of German and a bit of Russian and a bit of Spanish because he invaded Spain and Portugal. You see me I say? So all I'm saying is that you can't just box in Patois in Jamaica alone. Embrace the language and let its influence run riot. You already have Americans wanting to learn Patois. So what's stopping us from having it as an official language? What's stopping us?
People like me.
No, people like you. People like you.
People like you.
I'm kidding. But on a real level though, that is how languages flourish, and you just have to give it time. That's how the world works. If you hinder its flourishing, then it's not gonna go anywhere, and you're just gonna see the language be limited or just die out. That's not what we want. So let the language flourish and accept it as a language. The first thing we need to do is accept that this is what we speak and this is how we talk. You have the rich people out of Norbrook and Chergans that try to talk like the people out of the bushlands there. You see
bushlands?
Yes, we have bushlands.
We have bushlands.
Yeah, by the way.
First of all, don't even get me started.
You've seen the Chinese. You've seen the Chinese vendor. You've seen the Chinese wholesale dude on TikTok. Man, I said the same thing. The man is literally just saying the same thing.
Just know you're throwing me back into Cape Land when you mention the language. You know it's not a language. Stick with dialect. It not reach that far.
No,
it's not a language.
Me I call it language because to me it's a language. To me it's a language. Blast. Up to yesterday, somebody tell me
find the Patois dictionary and then we can talk about it.
You're there. Yeah, well, I know what certain words mean when the somebody attacks in a
That is not the point.
That is the point.
No,
we don't have a word for everything. We don't.
Pato.
It is barely there.
No, it's not that. It's not only no. Pause. You need to actually back that up because the language just is not done by the words you use in it. The language is defined by its grammar and its structure. And Patois does have grammar and structure. You cannot deny that.
See it there? Need I say more? The defense raise.
That's just it. No. Words are words. If you can't use it, like literally, I could. How would I explain this? You could use English words and substitute them in the Japanese language. You can easily do that. You know the words, but you're using the Japanese grammar structure. You don't have to use Japanese words like that if you know it. Mm-hmm. But the problem there lies is just the grammar structure, because it's grammatically correct. It would be if you use the English words but the Japanese grammar, you're grammatically correct in Japanese, but you're just not grammatically correct in English. But you're using English words, but it's not Japanese words. Blah blah blah. It's the same difference. Words can be substituted. The only thing that matters is grammar.
I will debate that another day.
You can't debate that. That's just
no,
the case.
I have to because
you can't, and that's why you say that. Why you doing it another day? Why can't you do it now?
No.
Why can't you do it now?
Because the debate needs preparation, and I want to have my facts straight, right? But to me, just
does that my point sound incorrect?
There's no structure because there's hardly ever any like subject and verb agreement.
Pause. No. Have you done
linguistics? Because you can do a whole sentence and you use two different. You can use she and you can use him, and then you use me at the end. It is very strange with Patois, and you know everybody understands when you speak all that twist up, whatever. We know we understand it, but there's no logical correlation in a lot of Patois sentences. how I use a certain subject or pronoun or whatever you want to call it, right? So I find an issue with that, but maybe y'all know more. It's fine. I can agree to disagree, but I have a particular issue with that because it is not built properly.
Helicopter.
My point on that would be, give me a second. Sorry, I lost my Java. Why did you have to say that a while ago?
Helicopter.
Get shut the hell up, Jesus.
Take your time. I apologize in advance.
Oh, fuck you, Java. Actually, fuck you. You literally just messed up my train of thought with that. Because now all that's going through my head is the helicopter. Alright, I'll have to.
There's no problem. So I get what you were saying with the Japanese thing, right? You can substitute any word into it, even though there's probably a Japanese word for it, but you can say an English kind of variation, instead of like maybe example.
No. My idea is that what's grammatically correct in Japanese is not grammatically correct in English, but I can still use English words to make a Japanese grammatically correct
sentence.
Yeah. Like, how would I do it? Say, what is it like? Okay, would it be paiga skides? Yeah, I could do that.
You like pie?
Yeah, there you see, you realize it. I like pie, and paiga skides. It's not translated the same way. But if I say I'm going to use paiga skides, it would be literally, I would, because I omitted. No, I'm going to put no I in there. Watashi wa paiga skides. I'm going to translate it now. Watashi wa would be I. Then pie, and then like. I pie like does not translate to English correctly.
That just say, but if you just say pie,
I like pie, because it's completely different. But in Japanese, that's grammatically correct. You can say that technically.
They always put the target. Yeah, they always put the subject first.
The subjects of the verb of the sentence first, and then the verb.
No patois. Continue.
And let's go back to patois. If we it would have its own thing there. Actually, let's try normal alai. If we translate that,
no, we're not going to use normal alai. I need a subject and a verb.
The subject is normal.
No, actually,
the subject is normal.
You can use normal alai.
I'll give you.
You can use
the subject is normal. It is a lie. Instead of having it is, you literally just combine that and go that's its own word. Instead of it, actually no, it's not it is a lie. It came from is a lie.
That's fine.
That's fine,
yeah, that's standard English. Normal lie.
But what about the patois sentences where you're using multiple pronouns or subjects and you just continue, you chip it out? So
actually,
and really and truly, a lot of stuff don't agree with what.
Can you give an example? Give an example of that, and I would heavily try to retranslate that.
Understand what I mean?
Java?
I can't form a sentence right now, but I'm pretty sure you guys understand what I mean. Like you're
no, I actually don't.
Whatever.
The only one that I don't get, but I've gotten
used to. And no one
else
understands, but a Jamaican.
No. Pause. The only one that I don't get is but I've gotten used to it being used is the pronoun he being used to refer all genders. That one catches me off guard every time.
That one catches me every time.
But exactly. But if you listen to the conversation out of context, you're not going to think about it like anything else. Because if you say like I'm telling you a secret and it's like, yo, he stole the cookie from the cookie jar, and it's just like, who? The next question you're gonna ask is who, because the he doesn't answer the pronoun, doesn't answer who you're talking about. So you're out of context. You don't know who the hell I'm talking about. You know, he stole it. Who is he? I mean, like, if you just jump into a conversation that you're not listening to, you're not going to know what the context is, and you're going to leave it at that. So the use of pronouns, context clues, sure, but the use of pronouns is going to kill you regardless. If you're just sitting there sipping tea and it's just like, oh yes, I just wanted to hear this conversation on the side.
Even in Japanese, the structure is fine because you understand that the way, let's say, the verb is conjugated agrees with the pronoun. In Patois, you have none of that half the time.
No, that's not right, because you understand it. How do you understand it?
But that's not a structure. That's just us attributing a meaning to it automatically, and then everybody just agrees and say, yeah, that's the meaning. No, but that doesn't mean that works for every single Patois sentence.
Yes, that works. That's how... No, but you're not realizing it. If it didn't, no one would be able to understand Patois properly. It would just be a bunch of nodding heads or shaking. Like, yeah. No. And you couldn't have a conversation.
That one there. And everybody said they understood what it meant. But there were no sentences, no structure. That's just us as a culture saying, yeah, man, we understand what that means when you do that and that and that. That's not a structure. You can't just blatantly expect the rest of the world to be like, okay, let's learn Patois, and just be like, oh, they mean that. It doesn't work like that.
Yes, it does. That's how fucking languages work.
No, there's still a structure to it. You have to explain why it equals to what.
And that's where your problem is lying, because you don't understand that there actually is a structure to it, but you don't get it. You haven't gone out and done the necessary education to understand. Yes, there is a structure to Patois.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? Let's give the example back. You're a doctor. Do you know everything that goes on in your body? Did you study for 7 years about everything in your body to understand the structure of your body itself? No, I don't think so.
I don't think anyone aside from
that's what he's getting at.
That's exactly what I'm trying to get at.
That's what he's getting at.
You haven't gone out.
It takes time. No, but
you haven't gone out and studied Patois.
No, guys, that can't work.
No.
You create a dictionary for Patois, and you're going to tell me that when you create that and you explain and whatever, that's what it is, and everybody's supposed to understand it, and that's fine. But then you're going to sit down later on and say, but does everybody understand what mean? That's because you never studied for 7 years and you never read through all the Patois dictionary, so you don't understand what that one means. That doesn't work.
Yeah, but you're not going to sit there and listen to me speak Japanese 24/7 and understand Japanese, are you? I don't think that's not how it's gonna work.
A lot of people who watch anime,
use anime.
No,
use anime.
No, that does not translate.
There's a structure that you can sit down, and even if you sit down and watch anime consistently, you can pick up Japanese.
You can pick up Japanese words,
but not to a Jamaican.
All right, first of all,
and not understanding.
No, first of all, using anime is the worst form of learning Japanese. So you'll only pick up words.
We know that, but people still understand, even if it's the slang version of how you say things. They can have a mini conversation in Japanese. Whenever someone tries to learn Patois, you're picking up imitation, not understanding it, because someone will still later on have to explain it or say you're using it in the wrong context.
But that's how every language works.
That's the same thing.
That's how every language works. That's how every language works. You can't just you just can't go to France and expect to understand how it works like that. The intricacies of French. You can't just go to Spain.
You could go to France, you're going to use the words.
You can't teach something without having a proper explanation for it. Not just, I saw it go.
But we do. Patois does. Patois has it.
And this is where your problem is lying. We're trying to tell you there is one, but you just can't accept it.
No, there is a structure to Patois. There is a structure to
Explain
it.
what-
There is one, but you just
Listen.
can't accept it.
If
No,
I can explain.
kanji, guys. To explain kanji, you give the meaning of the kanji, why you draw it a certain way, whatever it is, and then you understand that, yeah, man, I saw it go. And so anytime you see that kanji, you're probably going to go with the first meaning that you learned for that kanji.
So my
No.
thing is
The
this. So
only
my
meaning
thing.
that you
So
know.
my thing
Because
is.
the concept of why kanji exists.
No, but it's the same. It's the same
Doesn't
thing as
work.
going back to the simple
Doesn't
phrase.
work.
The simple phrase wagwan. Do you know how many Americans wanted to learn that and how many have learned that? At this point, you have a good chunk of Americans who understands what wagwan means, aka Obama. He understood. He
And here's my
understands what that
question.
means.
How many of them first, before they understood, just continuously repeated wagwan without knowing what it meant?
I mean, that's
Like,
just
how many people repeated "Oh my emotion" they do before they knew what it meant?
Nani.
That's
Before they
the
technically knew
problem.
what it meant.
My
Exactly.
father not talk say you don't speak other language because you cuss bad word. No cuss bad word I find when you chat other language. Okay, so you watch what you say. But I'm
And
just
yeah,
saying.
and then you say, and then you're complimenting him with the best compliments in Japanese, and him say, "Yo, what you cuss me for?" Like,
Exactly. Yes. Because
So
you
how
get
is he going to know that?
intuition first, not
do you know?
understanding. But a lot of patois phrases, everybody just vibe with it because it's so them know the vibe. It doesn't have an actual meaning otherwise until somebody
and that's
starts
why I'm telling you,
explaining
give me
it.
a patois phrase because you're just saying stuff. You need to give the example.
Saying stuff.
La 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 la
What do
la.
you want?
No,
What I want
that-
is an example.
hold
yo.
on.
Bruh,
In the day,
ask this man right now.
there was a greeting, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's this greeting and you rub off thumb and whatever, right?
Oh, wagwan, my tongues.
Starting with a small group of people. And
Hold
then
on.
people were just like, oh, what really that and whatever, right?
Hold on. Pause.
Wagwan, my tongues.
That's a completely different thing from a
So
land.
that's how it
talking
started. You
about.
created a pattern or something and it became a phrase. And then people started saying that phrase and everybody started repeating it but never knew what it meant. And then
do
you still
understand
had to
you can
sit down and
translate
say,
wagwan,
okay, this is
right?
what it actually means.
No, but you can
No?
translate it.
Am I still no, okay? You know what? I give up then because I don't know. as you might have said, maybe I don't understand patois like that, which is why I'm saying it has no structure. But that's fine.
That's exactly what I'm saying. You're saying you're saying a point that's not true. Patois has a structure.
It
Trying
does
to
have
tell
a
you this,
structure.
but you're just trying to deny it every single second because you haven't found someone or you haven't found a book that will tell you that
So
this.
I need another Jamaican to explain to the born Jamaican how the patois
Yeah,
is
sure.
supposed to be. Okay.
Well,
Go to you. Go do the
I
patois
would
course,
never.
linguistics
I
course.
would never.
And then you're just
I would
never gonna know.
do it.
All right.
I'm so sorry.
And then
No.
not know anything about your body. Don't go to UE. Don't do the medical course, and don't understand how your body works. Simple.
How many people know the name for the bone in them shin? Eh?
Not a lot.
Do tell
Exactly. But how many people now know that there's a structure to patois? Not a lot, because they're not going to think about it.
I'm pretty sure Caribbean studies or whatever the one name, communication studies.
you
in Cape touched on it.
can't rely on Carib studies. You know this. You can't
Guys,
rely on Carib studies.
Once again, y'all more knowledgeable than me on the topic, but I still will refute that the structure iffy at best, no matter what.
All right, so all
And
wagwan.
that's the only thing that we need to prove to you then, that
So-
there is structure.
Teach me to show me the structure. That's the problem now. You have
I
to
don't
come
know
and
it
teach
because
me
I
to
never
show
learned
me.
it, but I know that there is because I know two people who did linguistics and who had to do patois and had to learn the grammatical structure of patois. And I was like, all right, that's fine. I'm not going to deny
Alright.
their
Y'all
education.
need to come and have a class so I can understand them, and I will come back on stream and explain that, you know what, I was wrong. Until then, patois has no structure.
And that's perfectly fine for you.
While Bibi and her ship sinks like the Titanic, we'll call it a stream here.
She's hit the structure iceberg. Oh shit.
It has been some form of a stream. I don't even know what to label it as, but it was very, very riveting.
Actually,
So,
chat, are you on the side of Patois has its own structure, or are you in the side that Patois doesn't have its own structure? Tune in next time.
Yes. Comments, like, subscribe. It's not YouTube, but you could post on your YouTube still. So we can hear what other people think.
yeah,
I want to know.
I'm gonna
post
have
this
to put
on
this on
YouTube.
YouTube.
I would love this.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to put this on YouTube. Alright, so let me park the truck right just so.
Actually, no. Clip my last point about if Pacto has a structure or not. That's all I want, and throw that onto Twitter and see how the Twitter people attack that.
True, good idea. Alright, so
I would love that.
if anybody
That's
can
what I want here.
If anybody can clip it for me, just clip it, please.
Alright.
Anyways, I'll call it a stream here. Thank you so much to everyone who participated. Special shout out to my two lovely guests, Bibiana and Kat. It's been a very interesting podcast. Definitely.
I genuinely hate this discussion. I'm sorry. It's one of my most hated discussions.
Well, first time for everything. So, we're giving cookies out to Sky and Naro. Sorry. Till then, guys, we'll see you on the next
Why I
one.
don't get a cookie? I'm a guest, but why don't I get a cookie?
No, because your Titanic is sinking. So the cookie would go to waste.
Everybody need a last meal.
No, sir. If you wanted the last supper, go find Jesus.
No, but if you're going to bury me in the deep blue sea, you need to feed me.
No,
So please provide the meal.
Nah,
and then I will go into the water.
You're the one on the Titanic. It's sinking. It's not our fault that you're on the Titanic.
You don't have to worry about the last meal. You don't have to worry about the last meal. At least you end up being someone else's last meal. I don't know, a shark or something.
Yeah, there you go.
Wait, where am I sinking though? The same place as the Titanic, like legit?
Yeah, the same place.
Are there
You
sharks there?
hit the structure iceberg.
Okay.
Until you learn that there's a structure, you're gonna be sinking for the rest of your life.
Just come find me, guys. Crack the ice, melt me, later on in the future. Thanks.
If you're not dead from hypothermia.
Until then, everyone, peace in the Middle East. Take care, everyone. This is amazing. Goodbye, guys. This is weird.
Bye.